Salahuddin, known in the West as Salahuddin or Saladin, was born in 1137 in the city of Tikrit, located in present-day Iraq. He was born into a Kurdish family that valued discipline, education, and faith. Nothing in his early life suggested he would become one of the greatest leaders in history. He was quiet, thoughtful, and more interested in learning than warfare. Unlike many warriors of his time, Salahuddin did not grow up dreaming of conquest. He was shaped by character, patience, and a deep sense of moral responsibility. As a young man, Salahuddin moved with his family to Damascus, where he received a strong education in religion, law, and philosophy. He later joined the military service under his uncle, Shirkuh, a respected general. At first, Salahuddin showed little interest in politics or power. However, the chaos of the Middle East during the Crusades forced him into leadership. Christian crusader armies had captured Jerusalem and ruled it harshly, creating deep resentment across the region. Salahuddin's rise to power began in Egypt, where he was unexpectedly appointed vizier at a young age. Many doubted him. He was young, foreign, and surrounded by enemies. But Salahuddin proved himself through intelligence rather than brutality. He reorganized the army, strengthened the economy, and unified divided Muslim factions. Instead of ruling through fear, he ruled through fairness and respect. Slowly, he gained loyalty and trust. Once Egypt was secure, Salahuddin focused on a greater goal: unity. He believed the Muslim world could not stand against the Crusaders while divided by internal conflict. Through diplomacy, patience, and strategic battles, he united Egypt, Syria, and surrounding regions under one leadership. His strength did not come from cruelty, but from discipline and vision. Even his enemies admitted he was honorable. The defining moment of Salahuddin's life came in 1187 at the Battle of Hattin. Facing the Crusader forces led by King Guy of Jerusalem, Salahuddin used strategy instead of brute force. He cut them off access to water, weakened them under the desert sun, and then launched a decisive attack. The Crusader army was destroyed. This victory opened the path to Jerusalem. When Salahuddin entered Jerusalem, the world expected revenge. Decades earlier, Crusaders had massacred thousands when they captured the city. But Salahuddin chose mercy over bloodshed. He allowed Christian civilians to leave safely. Churches were protected. Prisoners were treated with dignity. His actions shocked Europe. For the first time in the Crusades, Jerusalem changed hands without mass slaughter. Salahuddin's reputation reached even his enemies. During the Third Crusade, he faced Richard the Lionheart, one of Europe's greatest kings. Though they fought fiercely, both men respected each other. When Richard fell ill, Salahuddin sent him a doctor and medicine. When Richard's horse was killed in battle, Salahuddin sent him a new one. These acts of chivalry turned Salahuddin into a legend, not only in the Muslim world, but also in Western history. Despite his power, Salahuddin lived simply. He wore modest clothes and spent most of his wealth helping the poor. He refused luxury and believed leadership was a responsibility, not a privilege. When he died in 1193 in Damascus, it was discovered that he had left behind almost no personal wealth. The man who ruled lands stretching from Egypt to Syria owned little more than his faith and reputation. Salahuddin's legacy is not defined by how much land he conquered, but how he treated people. He showed the world that strength and compassion could exist together. In an age of brutality, he chose honor. In a time of hatred, he chose mercy. That is why, centuries later, Salahuddin is remembered not just as a Muslim hero, but as a world legend, a leader respected by friends and enemies alike.